But the test is restarting again, so this is the VollGazzRacing Season 2 Preseason test, which is continued from the Lentink that I was live streaming a couple of weeks ago and the other races beforehand. Just a few technical glitches, but everything seems to be fine now. So the rule is that all of these guys have to come out of the box. They can't go straight to track. Let's see where Deck is. There he is. So Deck, guy who got second in the championship. So Deck this season will be riding on board the Petronas Yamaha. So he's jumped from the Monster to the Petronas. He's done a Rossi and LFC fan is disconnected. Gotta love all this great stuff here going on. We got the champion Nelson now coming out. We have also during the week done some interviews with some of the riders, so later on in the session I will be talking about that. So I think most of the riders out now. Nelson's done a wheelie out at exit turn 2 and crashed. Great way to start the session. So we got Kaiko, who's on board the Tectoir KTM. We've got Josh, who is on board the Repsol Honda. We've got John, who's also on board the Repsol Honda. You've got Moggs, who's gone from the factory Ducati to the Monster Energy Yamaha. We've got Leon, who is on board the Suzuki. Wasn't even all the sponsor around with Ducati last year. You got Flabby, who's staying on the Suzuki. You got Chappers, who will be my commentator unless he has to do other things. He's the test rider for Suzuki. I've also just put in the description the link to the championship standings. I'll also post it in the live chat as well. In case it's just a test. So it's just a pre-season test just to see how things are, get used to the bikes. I'm online because some of them might not have done anything. So just gives them a chance to understand everything. So Flabby's the first one to do a lap. Unfortunately, it's an invalid lap. But I'm going to be very interested to see who comes out on top and what the guys actually doing during this test. So, so I think I feel like there's a bit of lag at the moment. So hopefully. I think PS4 servers are having a bit of a meltdown, a bit of a crisis at the moment. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, but it is Leon. So he's been getting to grips with the new Suzuki over the past 2 weeks. So Leon is going to be the first person to do a lap during this 45-minute session. Obviously it's not a race, it's not a qualifying session. And 1:29.5 just as a 1:29.0. Josh goes third. Oh, Chappers has crashed. I don't know how that's happened. We got Deck and Nelson, the two Petronas teammates, together at turn 8. Kaiko aboard the Tectoir, I believe he's just about to set a lap. Yeah, here he is. He's coming up the last corner. What lap times are you going to put down? A 1:31.1. So we have Deck going round turn 13 and now down into turn 14. So Deck was on the Yamaha last year, but on the Monster Yamaha now he's switched to Petronas, and Nelson, who was aboard the Private Ducati, he's now switched to the Yamaha. He is the current champion. So we've got Leon go for the long right-hander, currently improving on his lap time. Ooh, bit of lag there. So here we got John. He's was on the Petronas, but he's changed to the Repsol Honda. Hoping to have some better results. Deck has crashed, so we're already having a couple of crashes here. Where, I wouldn't expect people to just come out the pits and within 2 laps deck it, but very interesting. Nelson was on course to go fastest of the session, but unfortunately he pitted. Here comes Mogsy, race winner of Laguna Seca. Josh has crashed as well. Very surprising here, all these crashes. But Mogsy got the win at Laguna Seca. It was the surprise winner, but he, he did the right strategy of just staying out of trouble, don't crash, and he won the race. So here comes John now coming through turn 13, sideways. As sideways as you can, well, as sideways as you can be on this game, and into the final corner. Firing out the Honda to go into 5th position. To go with Dak. Dak, very strong last season. Just played by a bit of bad luck on the opening laps in some races, and just some really just weird mistakes and weird crashes. He sort of just sometimes lost races under that were just out of his hand. So he's looking to bounce back and win season 2. Unfortunately, on this game you can't see what tyres they're on, so I won't know if I wish I could tell. I could say like, oh, they're on a hard or whatever, or what fuel they're running, but sure gonna be interesting. Here comes Deck. 27.4. We've got John, who's improving. Mogsy's crashed. Through the chicane, this is where Jorge Martin won the Moto2 race a couple of weekends ago. What am I saying? A couple last weekend. And down into the final corner. Across the line. He does not improve, unfortunately. Must have made a mistake. Geico has crashed. Here with Flabby, who wasn't very strong last season, but he's looking to have put a lot of practice in and is looking to improve greatly on his results. It's also interesting to see that Nelson isn't running the number 1, he's continuing to run the 77. So Flabby round turn 13. So I'll be 5 seconds off the pace, but I'm not sure how experienced he is at the Valencian track. Here comes Nelson, goes into second place, the champion. Going up into second place. I mean, it doesn't really matter where these guys finish. But, you know, it's interesting to see who's the strongest, who looks the strongest, I should say. Decker in a bit of a movement then, the bike turning too much. During turn 13, and that is his lap over. Got Leon. So he's gone from the Ducati, vintage Ducati, which is more powerful than Suzuki, better in the braking, but won't be as good at that. Isn't as good at turning in the Suzuki, but and it's a bit weaker in braking as well, that Suzuki. So a bit of adjusting for Leon, but I'm sure you'll be able to get the hang of it. Here's Chopper's the test rider and co-commentator. So he's been helping out Leon and Flabby to improve their lap times and their overall speed. Whoa, nearly doing an Oliveira there. Okay, so Nelson giving me the insight of what his plan is, I believe. So, John improved. Someone's crashed there. Someone crashed. I believe that was Flabby because he's gone in the pits. I see the. Whoa, that's a bit wide there. But John's improved. You know, he's done a 1:29.2. That looks to try and improve on his lap time. And Chappers dives into the pits. And Dex in the pits as well. Whoa, what is this? Traffic. Kaiko now around the final corner. Currently 3.2 seconds off the pace. But he's on an improved lap. Someone else has crashed or something. There's some weird noises going on here. Here's Mogsy. Is that Josh in front of Mogsy? Yes, it is. And Josh goes into third and Mogsy goes into fourth. And John has crashed at... I couldn't tell what corner that was there. Looked like turn 6, I'd guess, maybe? So here's Leon. Through turn 7 and now turn 8. I think his lap's being invalidated. Yes, it has. Dex improved his time to 1:26.9, so... So he's extending the gap over people. Leon is backing out of the lap, just letting Mogsy through. So Mogsy. During the interviews, I asked all the 3 riders the exact same questions. What were their thoughts on the last season? How do they feel about the bike that they're on for season 2? And what are their aims for season 2? Mogsy was very happy with his performance last season because he did have a lack of practice, but he was able to get a win, which he wasn't expecting. But he was very happy to get those results and to get the top 5, top 6 positions near enough every round that he entered. and he's looking forward to season 2 because he's putting in a lot more practice than he did for season 1. He's happy about as well being on the Yamaha compared to Ducati because the bike can turn better. He feels more comfortable on the bike, and he's obviously got a lot more rear grip. He isn't going to be strong as in braking, but he feels a lot more comfortable and feels like he's got a better chance at fighting for more wins and podiums and top 5 positions. So with it, Nelson. Going across the line now. Does not improve. Fortunately, Moggsy's teammate Boosted couldn't make the test today, but he said Boosted said he thought he did okay during last season. He definitely could have done better, but securing third in the championship felt good. He was trying to keep the pace with Dak, but I think ultimately Dak had a little bit more than him. You know, he was trying to stay with Dak just to secure the team's championship. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for them. But you know, he was happy with the wins he got when he got on the podiums, and he's happy that he's with Yamaha again this season with keep the consistency going. In the season 2, he says he would like to win some more races. You know, he's won 1 race, so he knows how to win one. Hopefully he can do it again. Whoa, Nelson and Dak having a coming together. The 2 Petronas guys. What was going on there? That is not what you see in tests usually. So yeah, Boosted says he wants to be top 3 in the championship again or better. And the goal is to at least win 2 races this season. So that is your Monster Energy Yamaha, guys. Yeah, with Dak. For that tangle with Nelson. Very, very strange that was. Then obviously we've got the Repsol Honda boys of John and Josh. John currently in 7th place, just doing his thing. John said that his season last year was abysmal, just awful. But he says he's very happy to be on the Repsol Honda. He thinks it's a fabulous bike and he loves the bike, so that is very good for him. Hopefully that means he can improve. And he says his goal for season 2 is basically just to be more competitive than he was in season 1. But it's hard to say due to the fact that you have got the likes of Deck, Nelson, Monster, Mr. Hitstick, who Mr. Hitstick and Monster unfortunately couldn't make it as well as Boosted. So he has a lot more confidence compared to last season, and a better understanding of the game. So he feels like his level's a bit higher than it was in season 1, so he can do better results. Then we have Josh, around the other Repsol Honda. He said last season he found it kind of disappointing. He was hoping for better performances, but due to mistakes he wasn't able to. But no. So he obviously he feels like he definitely could be fighting for podiums. He was in a podium position, he was in a secure 2nd place in Brunel. He was getting caught by Deck, but he was looking like a short podium finisher until he disconnected, unfortunately. And he says he feels like the bike he's riding is terrible, so it's very, very strange to see that the 2 teammates have 2 completely different opinions about the Honda. One loves it, one thinks it's awful. And Josh is hoping for season 2 to be a bit more consistent and to get 2nd place in the team's championship. So it's nice to see that he's thinking about the team and not just about himself. Then there are 2 teams where they'll be running one rider only. That's the Red Bull KTM team, which will be running with Mr. Hitstick, and the LCR Honda team that will be running with Monster. So obviously Mr. Hitstick unfortunately couldn't make it today. But when asked him about last season, he said he felt that he did great coming into the league, despite coming in so late. It was the first time he'd been on the Repsol Honda, and it took a bit of getting used to, but after a struggle he was able to get on the podium. And it had, the league has some very fast guys, and to be part of it is a very special feeling for him. So he was very happy with how he did, and he's looking forward to the season ahead. He says about the KTM, he feels like it's a good bike. It's got great agility and braking. It's not as powerful as the Honda, Ducati or Yamaha, but he feels like he can run a good pace with it. And for season 2, he's hoping to be the champion. If he can keep a good pace and avoid crashes, he should be able to make that happen. And hopefully he can. Then with Monster, he says his thoughts on the last season was he was a bit disappointed in some of his performances, because there were definitely times when he could have won and got podiums, but due to mistakes he didn't get those results. It's just run out of... no, he's just loaded someone past. And he hopes that the LCR Honda brings more consistency, and he can be a bit more competitive as well. It suits his style a lot more than the Ducati. He's got more thrust in the front and the rear, because the Ducati's got a bit of a... it doesn't turn as well as the Honda, and it hasn't got the grip as the Honda, so may not have the power, but I don't think it's that much of a difference. And for season 2, he's definitely hoping for a top 3, and he's definitely going to try and get in the top 5 every single race for consistency and get a couple of wins, being a race winner from last season. Fortunately, when it came to the interviewing Kaiko, we couldn't get questions from him, so... but luckily we managed to get some from LFC, who will be his teammate. He says last season he had some mixed... he felt a bit mixed. He had some good results and some average results, not great results. He said about the bike, because he's obviously moving to KTM, sorry. He said the bike will be easier to ride compared to on the Suzuki. It's got more power, better handling, and etc, etc, etc. And he believes he's hoping to achieve a top half finish. That's the 6th place or above. And he's also hoping for a good team's championship result as well with his teammate Kaiko. Hopefully they can do that on the Tech Tour KTM. Then Chappers has crashed again, so it's another crash for Chappers. Leon said last season it was terrible, it was absolutely rubbish. He never felt comfortable on the Ducati, but now he's on the Suzuki. He's going to win the championship. I think he's been a bit ambitious there, but I like it. He said for season 2 he feels that the bike's a lot better than the Vintia, but it's a bit painful for him because he is always a Ducati guy. He always will be in his heart. So it's something he's had to get over emotionally, but he's hoping that this will be the right direction for him, and aim for season 2 is to beat his teammate Flabby and ride every race and not be last in the championship. So it's not very. It's very obviously some contradictory stuff from his first answer to his last answer, but I'm sure Leon can do fine. He's got Chappers to help him out. And his teammate Flabby is currently in the pits. Says that last season he was a rookie and it showed, you know, his performances weren't stellar. They weren't great. Often struggling. But this season it looks like he might be hopefully practicing more. Dex crashed. Dear oh dear, so we are having some crashes here at the moment. He said he's happy he's got the same bike, means, you know, he's got the consistency and he knows how to ride the bike better. So he can just make the steps and he can see the improvement for himself. And for this season he's hoping to improve in all aspects and try and challenge in the midfield and beat Leon like he should have done last season. So nice to do a bit of a rivalry between the two Suzuki guys. Obviously they're doing teamwork, but they've got that competition of wanting to beat each other. And finally we got the top two from last season, Deck and Nelson in the Petronas Yamaha. We'll start with Deck. He says his performance was really good last season, but unfortunately events at the start of the race plagued his chances at the title. But he hopes that the Petronas can give him the edge for a better opening lap. He says he feels pretty good about being on the Petronas. He feels confidence. He says that he has a better engineer team that focuses more on his data each lap and makes steps daily to improve the lap times even further. And for season 2, he's hoping for more consistency over race wins. If he can achieve a podium every race, even if it means without winning a single race, he should have a 95% chance of being the champion. Hopefully Dex theory is correct. He's currently leading the session by 1.2 seconds, so he's doing a stellar job. Oh, Chappers has crashed again. So I don't know whether it's just making some silly mistakes or he's pushing to the limit or what. But something's not right there. And then finally, the champion. Oh, and Dex crashed in the pit lane for going to. Oh, his bike's having a bit of doing some flips. It's very nice. So Nelson, the champion. He said it was a very expected but great season for himself. He was aiming for third, but at first, but due to his consistency of results, he was able to fight for the title, and he won it in Brunel. So it was a good job by him. He said the bike he felt it's an iconic one. It's his #1 brand, Yamaha. Hang on. Oh, he says his #1 brand Yamaha loved it in other games, and still now. Sorry, I misread that. And then for season 2, he wants to defend his title as much as he can, but knowing Deck is getting faster as well as the others, it's going to be a hard fight. But you never know. So it's it's nice to see he's going to try and defend the title at all costs. But he is aware that the competition is increasing as the rounds go on, but that ain't going to stop him as he goes out of the pits now. Leon's crashed. For these Chappers on an improved lap through turn 12 and 13. Around the final corner and across the line to improve by a tenth of a second. And here's Kaiko coming around turn 13 as well. And he's crashed at turn 2. Not going the way he wants. you would have wanted it to. So he's John just going round on an outlap. So here comes John round the final corner. 15 minutes left of this session. Round turn 1. Nelson improving. He's got his teammate behind him as well, so it's nice to see that they're perhaps working together. I'd like to think that. Currently have Nelson coming round the final corner, out of the final corner, down the straight, in the slipstream of his teammate Dak. And he improves by 0.2 of a second. He's got the two Patronus boys now working together. I believe those chappers coming out of the pits. Yes, it was. And Dak has ran extremely wide, letting his teammate through at turn 2. Back on board with John as he's improving in sector 3. Round turn 13, very nicely there. And into the final corner. Firing the Repsol Honda out. Unfortunately losing time there. Oh, a bit of lag there. Hopefully that's just me and not them. Not happening on their screen, because that would terrify me if I was in that situation. Fortunately, if there was just milestone service. Kaiko improving by 0.7 of a second there. So whether this is his quali run or he's been doing race runs or he's just done a setup change and found 0.7, but very nice to see from the Portuguese. Also got inspiration from Miguel Oliveira, who also rides a Tech 12 KTM, but will be moving to the Red Bull KTM next season in 2021. John's crashed again. Out of turn 12. And into the final corner. And across the line now to complete another lap. No, I wish it would say what how many laps these guys have done and stuff, but unfortunately we don't have access to those kinds of pieces of data. Chappers and Leon quite close to each other on track. Well, not as close really, but Chappers round turn 13, also known as Hayden Corner. And Mogsy's left the session. Don't know whether it's a disconnect or what, but or he's just, I don't know what's happened there. Chappers moves up into 4th position. Would have been 5th if Mogsy hadn't have left. Whoa, and he overshots turn 1. Very badly there. Here comes Nelson down the straight. Dropping the gap down now to 8/10 of a second. John on a lap. So for the past few laps now, John has been improving in sectors into the sector 3, but sector 4 it just seems like he can't get hooked up as well as he did on that lap from the start of the session. He has got Josh in front of him as a marker, so it's good to see the two teammates working together. Whoa, Josh going very, very sideways through turn 1 there. Under 10 minutes to go now, and Josh has crashed. John's going to wait up for his teammate. We got Kaiko back on a lap here. So as he's running, as you can see, there he's running the Jonas Volga 94. The man who was riding the LCR, the Idemitsu LCR Honda last season, I believe. He is now riding the Tectoir KTM. Round turn 13 into turn 14, firing at the KTM. And Josh has crashed again. And across the line, does he improve? No, he does not. He lost it in that last corner, I believe. John has also crashed sector 3, so... Here's your test leader, Deck. One of the championship favourites for season 2. Through the long left-hander. So these guys will be coming back to Valencia for the final round of the season. So this could be a preview of what's to come in 12 weeks, but I very much doubt it. Because I'm pretty sure these guys, some of these guys will have improved quite a bit, and the level, and the gap between them all will have got closer. Also, this is some of the guys' first times on these bikes in online mode. So, oh no, Deck! Oh, Deck's got on the way of John. He was improving it that time again. That is not good. Nelson round the final corner. This might be a quality run, I'm not too sure though. Across the line, and he's lost it in the last sector. That's what seems, a lot of people seem to be doing that. Got Chappers now, 6 minutes remaining, towing round his Patriot Leon. Whoa, the pair of going a bit off track limits there, Leon getting way wider. Whoa, I thought that was a crash then. Just like. Way up deck has gone red in sector 1. Deck is on a flyer lap. It looks like. Ooh. See what happens when he goes through sector 2. And he's lost it in sector 2. Keep panicking there. I keep thinking they're gonna crash or something. It's just like we go around the final corner for deck, and he hits the grass. Flabby, sorry, in the pits for quite a while now. John improving his lap time once again. Hopefully this will be the lap where he can finally break out. What the lap time he did earlier, that was... I can't tell whether that was just lag or what. No, I think it was just lag. Here we go, through turn 12. Flicking it over to turn 13. Bike moving as the Honda would. And through the final corner, taking a lot tighter and a lot better line than he has done the previous times. Cut the speed a lap where he improves. No, because he's run out of fuel. John just seems to be cursed at the moment to just not improve his lap time. Unbelievable. And Choppers jumps into third place. Only just about one. So he was beating Kaiko for quite a while there by 1,000th of a second. Now he's beating Josh by 1,000th of a second. Here comes Nelson. I think this could be a practice quali, but I don't know though. The champion of season 1, looking to defend his crown on board the Petronas Yamaha. He's currently improving. He goes across the line and he improves by 1/10 of a second. Now on board with his teammate Deck, who's lost his time through sector 2, taking turn 8 at a very high entry speed. Could lead back there for a very nice exit. Kaiko improving on his lap. Here we have Josh who's on at lap. Leon's crashed. So that's pretty much his session over now. He could probably get one more lap in, depending on where he's crashed. Oh, Kaiko, he's on an improved lap here. Hopefully he can get into the 1 second mark. So look at Kaiko. It is actually a private lobby. This is not a public lobby, unfortunately. It's just a pre-season test, so it's only available for these guys. And that's Kaiko's session done. Nelson, red sector 1. Here we go. This is the quali lap. Best time currently 27.1. How do I play? We'll have to contact this guy here, MI Nelson _ UHA, and he'll give you the details. It's on PS4 as well. So here comes Nelson now around turn 11, firing that Yamaha out. Will he go red in sector 3? No, he won't. And round turn 13, pushing to the limit. And around the final corner, just running a tiny bit wide, but you know, it's not a huge deal, you can run that wide. So Nelson, half a second off the pace from deck. We have Chappers now on an improved lap. Where will he go on his final lap of the session? He does not improve. John through turn 12 and turn 13. Leon goes into the pits. Josh has run out of fuel. Leon's crashed. John through on the final corner. He's ran wide. Is he going to improve on his final lap of the session? He crosses the line. No, he doesn't. He seemed like he was that last sector was cursed for him that whole session. He goes Kaiko round. Round turn 13. And fires it out the final corner. I believe is he the last person to complete the session? Yes, he is. So there is the result of the pre-season test. We have Deck on board the Petronas Yamaha with a 126.4, so he's showing his pace around the Valencian circuit. Can he produce this result tomorrow in Catalonia? Same country, different track layout. We've got his teammate Nelson, the champion from season 1 in second place. Half a second off, so he's looking to contend with him. Chappers, the test rider for Suzuki in third, by a thousandth of a second over Josh on board the Repsol Honda. So Josh is looking good. Moxie would be round about the 3rd, 4th, 5th place area, but unfortunately disconnected. Kaiko gained 5th place, with Leon in 6th, John in 7th, and Flabby in 8th. So Flabby struggling, but hopefully he can improve for tomorrow's race. Obviously it's a different track, so he's been mostly practicing at Catalonia. So we'll have these 8 guys plus Mogsy boosted Mr. Hitstick and Monster at Catalonia tomorrow at 8 PM UK time, GMT +0. Hope to see you there, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.